Welcome to The Explainer. You know, if you live anywhere that gets a real winter, you know this feeling. Summer's coming, and that means it's time for one huge job: opening the pool. Today, we are diving deep into that surprisingly involved process of waking a pool up from its long winter nap.
And let's just start right here, because this quote from our source, it's just so relatable, isn't it? That's the moment of truth. You pull the cover back, and you're staring into the murky reality of a pool that's just been sitting there for months. It's a yearly challenge, and it really kicks off a pretty big project.
So how do you get from what looks like a green pond back to a crystal clear oasis? Well, we're going to break down the whole seasonal pool opening process into a really clear step-by-step guide, all based on what our source material lays out.
You can really boil this whole journey down into three main phases. First up is all the physical preparation. Then you've got the mechanical assembly, and finally, the chemical treatment. So let's walk through each one.
Okay, so phase one is all about the heavy lifting. I mean, before you can even think about chemicals or taking a swim, you have to deal with the physical state of the pool after a long winter of collecting rain, snow, and who even knows what else.
So the process gets started with a couple of really crucial jobs. First things first, you got to drain all that extra water that's built up over the winter. That gets the water level right where you need it. Once that's done, it is time for a serious deep clean. You drop in the pool vacuum, and its job is to scrub the entire interior. We're talking both the floor and the walls.
All right, with the basin itself clean, let's switch gears and get a little more technical. The next big step is bringing the pool's circulation and filtration system back online. This is really all about carefully undoing everything you did to winterize it in the first place. And this slide lays it out perfectly. It's a complete reversal. On the left, you've got the winter state. All the important equipment is taken apart to stop pipes from cracking or pumps from breaking in the cold, and all the jets are sealed up tight. And then on the right, the summer state. Everything gets put back together, and every single one of those plugs has to come out.
And here's the thing, this is not all some automated push-button process. As our source so colorfully describes it, some of these jobs are still very, very hands-on. Getting those jet plugs out, yeah, that often means you are literally reaching deep into that freezing, murky water to get the system ready to go again.
So the hardware is ready. The system is reassembled. So now the focus totally shifts. We're moving away from the physical parts of the pool and onto the water itself. It's time to start that chemical transformation from swampy to sparkling.
This is the real turning point. The right cocktail of pool chemicals and salt gets added straight into the water. And this isn't just about making it clean. This first shock treatment is what kicks off the entire process of clearing up all that cloudy green gunk.
Okay, so after all that physical work, all the reassembly, all the chemicals, the pool's got to be ready, right? Well, not quite. The final and maybe the hardest step is just patience. This magic does not happen overnight.
Yeah, our source material is super clear about this. This is not an afternoon project. The entire process from draining that first bit of water to having a pool that's actually ready to swim in is going to take about 3 full days to get done.
This timeline really helps you see how it all plays out. Day 1, that's your big work day, all the cleaning and putting things back together. On day 2, you're pretty much just letting the pump run, circulating the water, while the chemicals do their thing. And then, finally, by day 3, you get to see the payoff as the water clears up and is actually ready for summer.
And after those 3 long days, all that hard work finally pays off. You get a clean, clear pool that's ready for a whole season of fun. Of course, like the source points out, you just have to remember to do this all in reverse in a few months to close it all down again.
And that kind of brings us to a final thought here. This whole complicated multi-day process is just an annual fact of life for so many pool owners in colder places. And it makes you wonder, right? How do people manage pools all over the world? Is this big opening and closing ritual a part of your life every year?